Welcome to the third of the interviews of to female composers that Silart is carrying out for its next project, Eunoia 2.0, Prostitution of Stories, which will take place next 28th of June in the venue offered by Kulturhaus Helferei in Zurich. And today we have the pleasure to having the Norwegian composer Agnes Ida Pettersen. Thank you so much for being with us. We are super happy to meet you.
Thank you.
So, well, to start, we would like to ask you what kind of work do you follow and why?
Yes, I kind of, I feel like I follow my interest in music. This is what that's why I compose, and because I'm very interested in music and music theory and sounds and the way those are, and also I think it's a lot of fun. So that is kind of my driving force. I think it is being inside of a musical material.
Okay. And would you like to express with your art, with your music?
Yes, I am not so sure about what is my agenda with my music. I don't. I feel like I'm working from the perspective of that I'm always trying things. I'm trying new things and testing if this works and that works and stuff. What I'm trying to express, I'm not really sure on the concrete level, but in kind of like in an abstract level, I want to express like just the situation of music and listening and being together and doing these kind of activities. I feel like this is something that is important for our culture and to preserve and to try and make go further. So yeah, it's not a very easy question.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not.
But it's nice to hear that that you work with the material that you feel in the pen of the moment, no? Like the music itself, not with the idea.
Yeah.
Like you develop the sound that is in the moment, no? This is what I can understand from it.
Or at least I work a lot with how things sounds and how to understand why they sound the way they do and how that is fitting together and try to make sense of it somehow. I don't know. But I also work a lot with the sounds itself. Like I have a lot of instruments. I know how to play a little bit of a lot of instruments to get the feeling of this and that and stuff. I examine them and try and understanding stuff and so. So yeah.
So normally, do you work with in collaboration with other musicians or composers, or you just work like in your line? And
I have been working a lot by myself, but I've been working increasingly with other people. And I feel that this is an interesting direction to go because it's more interesting when you have more than one person thinking. And so it's been, now I'm working with people who, sometimes it's people who write the lyrics because I don't work that kind, I don't write lyrics. But also it's been working with larger collaborations like stagings or to make music that should fit somebody else's ideas as well and stuff. So I think that is really interesting. So now I'm in a project where I'm co-composing, or like me and the writer, the text writer, we are starting simultaneously. It's not like she's writing the lyrics first and then I write the music, which is the old way to do it. But now we are starting together to develop something that we try to make something different because of the method. It is a very interesting method because the interchange is very, I learn a lot. Sorry.
No, no,
You are collaborating with performers also?
with performance.
Yes, yes. For that project, it's me and a text writer, and then there is a duo, a singer and a guitarist. So we all have workshops and we try things and we try working in the space and try how to use their presence in the music and experimenting with how can my ideas turn into words, or how can the words turn into music, and it's a different way to work, and it's very interesting.
Wow,
That's nice.
Nice.
sounds good.
Yeah.
And what inspires you to do this your line of work? What is your inspiration? Where come from?
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think that's the most that what drives me the most, is that I think it's the most interesting thing to work with. And also I have tried to do other work, other kind of jobs and stuff, and I didn't really like it. So yeah. So I'm very lucky to be able to try and do what I would like to do, and that is such a privilege to be able to do that. But I think that is my main force, is that I think it's interesting and fun.
It is.
Yeah.
So related to our project, because we are working on the stories that was built around female composers, and what was interesting for you reading about our project?
Yes, I really like the way that you want to change the narratives of the way you talked about historical female composers. There's been like a huge change of how we see the past, like the last 5 or so years. It's really recent, and it's so new that we need these kind of initiatives that you are taking to raise the awareness. I've seen other initiatives too, who are maybe related to one certain composer or telling their stories anew and stuff, and it's really valuable, because it really empowers the situation for everyone living now, that we change these stories a little bit to be more accurate.
Yeah.
Related to that, have you ever read something about you that it wasn't true, or you disagreed, or?
No, I don't think so. But I haven't read a lot about me. I don't think there's been written a lot about me either. So yeah.
Okay.
I saw on your biography that you study musicology. Like, for example, like, I don't know how are the musicology studies, but I don't know if you learn about like musical history, and if in these studies women were present on it or not.
No, I remember that clearly, because when I was in the start of my studies, I didn't know that I wanted to be a composer. So I was studying musicology because I was interested in music. And I remember really well that we were learning about music history, and there was no women almost in those. There was the normal canon. But when we came to the contemporary music scene, there was a mentioning of a few ones. And then there was especially a mentioning of the ones that were Norwegian. So we have 3 Norwegian women composers who I met during those studies. And I didn't think too much about it then, but I think actually it was very important for me to have learned about their things, because these are women composers who I respect a lot, but who I don't really necessarily do the same. My method is not the same, my aesthetics is different and stuff, but even though I think it's even more important, because it's just to see that anybody do what they want, and they are such strong figures, and they have a really long career, and they have been kind of successful, and or they have been successful, but they should maybe have been more. But so yeah, so it's they have a lot of things to show the force of them working, that they really have power to pull through and do interesting things, and that is just the example is so important.
Yeah.
Like for you was like important to know that there were references as woman, no? That you were not in that another ways were possible also.
In retrospect, I think so. Because in retrospect, I thought, I was thinking until I was maybe 24, 25 years old, I was always doing composition, I was studying all those things, but I was never considering this to be something I could do.
Yeah.
But some kind of events happened that made me feel like, oh, I actually I can do this. So, but I think that, so I had no awareness of these kind of things. So, but I think the role models that I have has been very subconscious and not noticed. Even I accepted to take the position of working for improving the gender balance for the Norwegian Composer Association in, I think it was maybe in 2017, I started doing that. And actually I accepted it without having any reflection of me being a woman composer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, I'm not sure if this is really a problem or something, because I had studied and by accident or by randomness in my study class, we were 3 girls and 1 boy.
Wow.
We were 4 together. So, but in the whole, like in the whole study, then we were the only 3 girls, but we were like together. So it felt like, oh, this is normal. And so,
Yeah.
so I didn't know it was a problem, kind of. And then I started working with it. And then I learned so many things from diving into these questions and reading statistics and actual numbers and stuff, that I feel like these are facts that are, because it's hard to go with opinions, but it's easy to argue with facts, kind of things. Yeah. And then those tell me a lot about the different differences in like the career trajectories, or that there are a lot of dropouts by women composers. They start and they want and they disappear. So to prevent those things, you need to learn a lot of things. And then I learned about how these are things I suppose any composer of any gender should learn. But since I dived into these kind of women theories, it became a lot about how females are sometimes, maybe it's a social condition that we are kind of inhibiting ourselves, not believing too much, not daring, not going and not taking chances and not being risky. And I was like, oh, maybe I should try harder or something. So yeah. I think knowing this information actually gave me the incentive to make even more effort.
Yeah.
To be more clear about my projects and stuff.
So what would you say to these female young composers that are thinking about going further to this with this career and to not stop? What will be your tip for them?
I think to not stop is a good tip, and but it is hard a lot of the time, because you are making things and you can feel insecure, and you can feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. Even if you have composed for many years, you still feel like, I have no clue whatever I'm doing, because it's kind of the premises of making art. You should, if you are investigating something new, you don't know what you're doing, and then it can feel like, oh, I don't know, and then it's the economy, it's hard, and how are you going to make that and stuff. So it's so useful just to be connected with others and feel like everyone is fighting the same kind of battles, and that it is possible to fight these battles.
Yeah. And now, do you feel like you are a reference to other female composers or musicians in your country?
I don't know, maybe a little bit, but for those who are especially interested in the same things that I'm doing, I guess.
You are a teacher?
No, not currently, but I have been a teacher in different sometimes. You know,
So now
currently
you
I'm
are
not doing.
just working, like you're working on your compositions.
Now I am, this year, last year, and those. It's been really good for composition for me. So I'm just doing mainly only working with compositions and a little bit working with things for the Composers Association.
The one that you mentioned. Okay.
Yeah. So, what do you think? In what moment, personally and professionally, are you right now? Like in this moment in your career?
I feel like I have just recently kind of become established. I feel like I'm in a really good position at the moment because I have a lot of commissions that interest me. So yeah, I'm happy. Happy.
Congrats.
Are you working in your in your place right now, or are you moving, working to in other countries with other cultures?
I had a project in Poland, and just recently I had a project in Iceland. But I did get to go to Poland, but I couldn't go to Iceland. So I am also a mother for a kid who is in school, and it is limiting the travel possibilities. So yeah. So I'm mostly just working from Oslo. This is my office, and I sit here and work and try to go to places if there are something happening, but I can most of the time not go anyway. So,
could you tell us about an event that has marked your professional like way or life, or something that is like a kind of a story that you remember, like the one that you tell us about meeting these composers?
Yeah, I think because I have always I do what I want in music, kind of, but it makes me really insecure because you know, you don't really know what is okay and what is so you try to do things. That is one of my favorite kind of I don't know, the problems that we need to change is that women are less seen as being able to be visionary. You wouldn't expect from a woman, and I would like that to change because women have changed so many things in the world. Who are the important women in your life? Like on the street, they interview a lot of people, and everyone said, my mother. Of course your mother is an important, but like it's like just enforcing the same thing. Your mother is, why is she important? Oh, because she took care of me so good. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I feel like you should be like, oh no, the important women are also those who do things for society.
I don't know, I don't know if maybe it's a really personal like question, and if you don't want, you don't need to answer it. But for example, you are a mother. So you think that this affect you, like in a way of your professional career, or nowadays you can have your career and maternity is a thing that you need to choose?
I think to me, when I got pregnant and I knew I would be a mother, I was thinking that, oh, this is going to destroy everything. It's not. I need to change. I need to accept that I cannot do what I want. I won't be able to pursue composition or artistic career. I will have to change now. Because of that, I'm having a child. I was actually thinking. I went to parties with composers for the composers party and stuff, and then other female composers saw my pregnancy, and they say, "Yes, just bring your kid everywhere." You know, and then they tell me that they have kids, and they tell me how they work with that and how that has been, and that was so important because before they actually spoke to me that I am a composer and I have a child, and it is okay. I'm dealing with family life and composition, and it is working out. Before they did that, I thought it is impossible. But when I heard it, I thought, yeah, they can do it. What is the difference?
Yeah.
I can try.
So for you was also inspiring to know about other composers that they were mother also, and you were like, wow.
Yeah, it's really important to know that composers, both female and male composers, have real lives, that they have kids, that they have families, that they split up families, that they have tragedies, that they have illnesses, that they have tough lives, and that it's not just it's not a cakewalk. It is it's normal, but because when you're young, you feel like you're strong and anything can go, and then you feel like if I get a illness that is severe for a couple of years, it will be a full stop of everything. But I think that's not true. It's you just you need to accept life and your career and just work, do your thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's really super inspiring for us, hearing those kind of things. Really,
I have really felt in myself that internalized ideas that are not constructive about, oh, but I am a woman and so I should this and should that, or I can't this and can't. These are internalized ways of behaving and of criticizing yourself and of hindering yourself. And I'm just trying to learn how to just move them and just be able to do. But I'm really lucky. Like in Norway now, we have a really good situation, I think, for female composition. It's a period now where a lot of female composition, because we have been different initiatives have been working to recruit new ones. So there is a lot of young ones, and there is a lot of good ones, and they are visible and so different from each other, and it's so valuable that everyone is kind of their own style and stuff. So I think it's a momentum now that either it will blow over and just go back to what it was, or it will just keep changing things. Like in our Composers Association, it has moved from being below 10% of composers 15 years ago to now being at least 20. I'm not sure the number, but I think it's maybe more 20-25% now. So it has increased quite a lot, and it's so good to see.
Nice.
Yeah, of course. Super nice.
Okay.
So
thank you very much for sharing with us.
Thank you. It will be nice to follow this project. Yes.
Nice.
And it sounds like a good way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Ciao. Have a nice day.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.